Hello, hello. This is Pauline from Pauline Art Stuff. And it is this time of year that is called Christmas. Yay! I always love it when I can deck out my Christmas tree and decorate it with all my shiny little Christmas decorations. The only problem is I've got a cat who likes to climb the tree. So everything in my tree is actually fake, not glass, because all the glass ones are safely stored away. So I put all my unbreakable decorations in, but it still looks amazing, as you just saw. So yeah, I just want to show you a little bit of my Christmas tree. And now we're going to do our Advent page in this lovely book from Inatome Makiko. It's called Fieldmouse Yururi Travel Sketchbook, and we're gonna do a Advent style page in this lovely book, and that is this page. So what I will do is I will color day by day. So we will start with day 1, but it will be one long color along, so it won't be like that I post a snippet every day. It will just be one long video all the way up till the end. So this whole page you will see in this color along. But if you would like to do it Advent style and you want to color on the day, and you for instance want to start on that one, then you just have to click on the timestamp that is called day 6, and then you will get this lovely mouse. So that is the idea for today. And these are the colors that I picked out from my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. So these are the colors that we will use. And these colors will also be used for this page. But this will be posted as a separate color along later in the month, just for your information. Let me zoom you a little bit more in, and then we will gonna start with day 1. All right, and I've lowered my camera as far as I could so that we are really close. Let me see how far I can zoom in even. Oh, look how close we are now. Amazing, isn't it? So yeah, we're gonna color this one for day 1. So if you would like to color along, this is the moment that we're gonna start. So we will start with a nice yellow, I think. Yes, we're gonna start with this color. It's by Faber-Castell and it's 185 Naples yellow. I'll use my handy dandy pencil holder. I will link it also in the description, and we're just gonna start coloring. So what I want for this one is I want it light on the inside and then more like a goldish brown on the outside. So I will color really lightly with this pencil. I'll probably keep the inside almost white, so really light pressure. Just slowly color it in. So yeah, I am really excited that the Christmas period has finally come. It's always my favorite time of the year. And I love to have my Christmas tree out. I usually wait till the 1st of December with putting up my tree. But this year, I could not wait to get it up. Especially because I'm training my cat not to climb into the tree. So I've been putting it up since the 1st of November. Just the tree, not any decoration, no lights, no nothing. Just so that she could play with it all she wanted, so that it's not interesting anymore by the time I get to decorate it. And usually that helps a lot. We're gonna switch colors to 187 burnt ochre. But yeah, so I put it up as a cat training. 187 burnt ochre, that's the next one. And it has worked quite well this year. Last year was the first year that I got this cat. As you can see, we're blending and coloring over the yellow a tiny smidge, but still light pressure. I really want to keep this whole page really pastel and light colors. So light pressure as well. We're going to skip the tips because we're going to use some brown on that for the shadow. But yeah, like I was saying, she has climbed into the tree a few times this year. I think I can count it till 5 in a month time. So that is not too bad. So that means the month of November. So that is not bad at all, in my opinion. And I'm really happy with that. And she also didn't like do it to pester me, basically. She just did it for like, I want attention, but she wasn't breaking anything. Yeah, I like this. Look at that. So now we're going to switch to, I forgot a little bit here. Now we're going to switch to 283 burnt sienna. Let me put my pencil back. And yeah, I think it's going much better. So it really helped, like putting it up this early. And now that I've got all the decorations in, she has only been up in the tree like 2 or 3 times. And she actually managed to get one of my birds out of the tree, because I've got like fake birds also with some feathers on it and glitter. And she managed to get a really big one from the top. So probably it wasn't settled enough like into the branch so she could get it. But I think it was by accident because she was climbing and it fell. So I think it was just because she was climbing so roughly, like I can't get up. And that's why it fell out. Because it's not broken or anything. Not even messed up at all. Like, you see what I mean? I only did like the tips. So that's how I like it. And then for a little bit of show, whatever you call it, a little bit of glamour, let's call it that. That's a better word. I'm gonna color these little bits with a gold paint marker. A paint pen, I mean, not a marker. But you could use any kind of gold if you have some, but I am using the Tuli Art paint pen, which is from the Essentials set. It's extra fine and it's the gold. So I've got to shake this, so I will do that away from the camera because it makes a lot of noise. Because I want some shiny stuff as well on this page. So there we go. I think it should be fine, but just in case I take my splatter page on the side. So you see, this is my splatter page. I always test my pens before I use it. Like, it's pretty clean, you see? It's not that dirty. So usually I wipe it off like until there's none left, and then I test it on my little bit of paper on the side until it works nicely, and it does. So now we're gonna color in these little bits with a little bit of gold, just because it's Christmas. You can have some sparkle during Christmas. Yeah, I think she is doing really well with my Christmas tree. So maybe a few more years, and then maybe I could do some breakable stuff, but I don't think so. If she keeps climbing the tree, then no. Then unfortunately that's not an option, but if she doesn't, then yes. But I've got enough decorations to fill up my tree, as you have seen. I like my pastels also in my tree. I've got so many gorgeous glass decorations, but they can't go in. But I also have a lot of birds and butterflies that are also fake, but also some with real glass out of the birds. Look at that. Oh yeah. So that is all I want to do for day 1. So now we're gonna start on day 2. And for this one, we're gonna use a lovely green. We're going to use a minty green, and it's called Light Phthalo Green 162. So if you just tuned in, you can just skip ahead if you want to do multiple days in one go. And I'm going to color them one by one, so that if you just want to do one for the day, you can just click on the day and then pause it and click it the next day, if that's how you like to do it. But if you're like, nah, I want to do them all on the same day, you can just play it off, like literally from beginning till end, because it's just the same as a normal color along. But the only difference is that I color them one by one, just in case you were wondering. And it will be chatty all the way, just how I like it. I'm gonna keep you company while we do this. As you can see, I have light pressure with this pencil, and I only do like the inner side, because this outer part we're gonna do with a darker shade in a second. But for now, I'm gonna do this with the light tone. You could also do it the other way around. Do the darker tone in the middle, like we do with this one. And then like do the lighter tone on the outside. But for this one, I want this to be the base color because it's nice and pastel. Really nice light color. There we go. Maybe a little bit more here. Smooth it out a little bit more. So now we're going to switch to the darker green that I've got in my palette, which is Phthalo Green 161 by Faber-Castell Polychromos. And I'm just going to color in everything that we haven't touched yet, also with really light pressure. You can do this with any type of pencil because I won't be going over colors, like I won't be layering, as I call that. Like you could just blend it into each other and that's it. And that's something you can do with any pencil brand. So if you're seeing this, just pick what you've got. Pick a paint or a pencil set that you own and try to do the same. You could even do the same with markers, but you know, just do the same, but then blend it with the water markers. I wouldn't go for alcohol markers because that will bleed through. Because this is a double-sided book. Unless you don't want to color the other side. That's up to you. I would never do that in my own book. But if that's something you like to do, be my guest. I really don't mind. So yeah, I hope everybody is having a great month of December. Over here it's quite cold. And yeah, I actually have a Christmas present from my coloring friend. My friend Fungus Love Color on Instagram. She sent me a lovely gift card for Christmas. And I thought it was for both my Christmas and my birthday in January. But she said, no, this is just for Christmas. I was like, girl, that's way too much. But I was really happy. So I ordered some books in November. On I don't know when, around Black Friday. And they are already here. But I have colored in some in November. And some of them I would like to keep for this month. So I can color in it this month. So that's my plan. We're now going to use some pink, I think. Do I want pink? No, I want the red tones. We're going to do some red on those berries. So we're going to start with the lightest shade, which is 121 Pale Geranium Lake. But yeah, I've ordered myself a Maria Trolle book, the Christmas book. For this one, I want to do like a circle like this. And then I want to highlight in the middle. So I'm going to draw another circle. That will be my highlight. And then I will shade in that part lightly. Just go over it a few times. Like that. And I will do the same for the other ones. So I will draw a circle for the highlight. And draw in another circle. And color that part in. And one more. There we go. I keep everything really light pressure, as you can see. Now we're going to the darker shade of the red, which is Madder 142. As you can see, Madder. This one is a pencil that I don't use quite a lot, but I've began to loving it basically. So I've picked it out again for this page. We're now gonna color in the outside of the berry. Everything that is still white on the bottom, we're gonna color all the way around like that. And it almost seems like it's blending by itself, as you can tell. You don't need to do a whole lot to make it blend into each other. And this is why I say you can use whatever pencil you like, because it will work. And that's it, what we do for day 2. There we go. Now we're gonna go on with day 3. And for this one, I think I want to make it like straw. So let me move it a little bit so it's more in frame. We're gonna make this like straw, like just like the we also have like let me show you it. We also got this one over here for day 16, which is made of straw with ribbons, I believe. It's a tradition in Norwegian, Scandinavian countries. And I would like to make this a straw color, so a bit of a yellow, brownish, ochre tone. And I also I think I wanna do that with this one as well, because this is already really green. So I thought maybe this looks better if it's a different shade, because we also have some wood over here. And I picked some brown tones, as you can tell. So I think these ones I will use for the straw. And then these ones I will use for like the wood, maybe like warmer tones. Or vice versa, I'm not sure. But this looks more like green, you know? I don't know. Maybe we will do green. Let's do green again. Yes, yes. I don't know what I want. We're gonna start with light phthalo green, 162 for our lightest shade. And I'm gonna color the middle, so because every time I color something, I color the outside with a shade. So for this one, we do the same. So we're just gonna color the middle and we leave the outer side white. Just like this. And we leave the ribbon white as well, because that will get a pinkish color, I think. Just to switch it up a little bit from day 2. As you can see, this kind of little pictures don't take a whole lot of time, which is really nice. It's about 5 minutes per picture, roughly. Taking our time. For the shadow, we do phthalo green 161. And we're just gonna color the outside. Yeah, I love Christmas pages. Like this is my first year coloring in coloring books for Christmas. So there's a lot of exciting pages that I could do. And yeah, I feel like doing all of them at once. But I can't, of course I can't. I think everybody is in the same boat for this one. They just want to color everything basically in the December month, but almost everybody is busy or doesn't have time for it or doesn't get nowhere near done as they would like. So that's why I'm doing this, so that everybody has a chance to do at least something. And I'm enjoying myself, as you can see. Yeah. Like not everything is as exciting. Like some pictures are more interesting to me than others, but I am enjoying myself, which is really important, because I'm not feeling the best lately because of the weather and the cold. As you can hear, my voice is a bit raspy. We're gonna pick a pink. Like I have these pink tones, so I think these ones are mainly for like really light on the bird, for instance. I think I'm gonna go with the pink meadow lake and then this for the shading. But because we've got 2 ribbons, it could also be nice to do like 1 red and 1 pink. Shall we? We start with the pink meadow lake. Let's just take it easy, Pauline. Take it easy. 129 pink meadow lake. But yeah, because I've not been feeling the best last month, I was like, let's take it easy. We're gonna just do everything pink. I just decided, because we already have red on this one. So we're gonna do pink. But yeah, that's why I'm taking it easy this month. And yeah, I will probably sound like I just rolled out of bed for this whole month. So I hope you forgive me for that. It's not like I'm not happy or anything. I am. But I just sound a bit like raspy. So I hope you forgive me. The shading color is 128 light purple pink. So yeah, that's why I picked out some easier color alongs. And I'm still thinking about maybe also doing the Nelko Neko book as a color along. And then I mean the Christmas page. But I don't know if I'm up for it this month, because I still want to do the other side of this book and the Matchstick Mouse one that I promised as well in my announcement video. And then after I've done both of those, I will see if I still have the energy to do one more. Just in case. And if not, I will do it by myself. I will still color it. But it would be really nice to have a little bit more of a bigger Christmas coloring. Look at that. Awesome. Yeah, I'm happy that I went for the green anyway. Next up is the bird for day number 4. For the bird, we're gonna do a pink head, a white yellowish belly, and a brown feathers. That's the idea. So we're gonna start with the face, which I want the light purple pink 128, which is the one that I've got in my pencil holder. And we're just gonna shade in the face. We're gonna do it underneath the beak up till the belly like this, and then lighter like this. And that's that. Then we're gonna take a lighter shade of pink for the rest of the face, which is 129 Pink Meadow Lake. Shade the top of his head like so. There we go. And that's that. Let me lift it a bit for you. Yes. And then I would like a brown tone. Let me see. Excuse me. We're going to use the burnt ochre 187. And we're going to start with the highlights. So I want the top of the head of the bird really light. And the top of his feathers as well. So like this part. And then for the back as well. So this whole side I leave white, and the top bit I leave white. Everything else I will just color in with this one. As you can see, this paper has a bit of a texture. You can really tell. So if you don't like that, you might want to go over it a few more times to fill up the grain of the paper. But I will not. That's not what I'm going for today. I am going to pick the burnt sienna 283 for the shading. And we're going to do the right of the bird, like so. Blend it a little bit into the other tone that we just placed. Also a little bit on this side. We're going to leave the left of the wing white as a highlight. And there we go. Lovely brownish bird. And then for the rest of the feathers, I'm gonna use my brown on the beginning of the wing, like so. And also on his tail, like that. And then I'm gonna switch my color, and I'm gonna take the Indian red 192 for the rest of the feathers, for the bottom of the feathers, for some warmth, to warm it up basically. So we're blending that into the brown, and we do that 3 times. And that's when we have a nice warm bird. And now I want his feet as well, but I could do it with this one, or we could pick like a terracotta color for some warm tone. I think that would be really nice. So let's do that. We're gonna go for 186 terracotta, which is a really tiny one. Luckily that still fits in my holder. And we're gonna just put one shade of this on the feet. Focus face. Sometimes this seems rather difficult. Then I also want some on underneath this wing and this bit. There we go. And then he has berries in his mouth. And I think I want to use the red for that. So we're going to go for 121 Pale Geranium Lake. And we're going to do the same as we did on day 2. We're going to draw in a really small circle and a somewhat bigger one, and then we're filling it in. But it's really tiny, as you can tell. So we're just gonna, this is probably already enough, see? That's what we're gonna do with these. And there's not much space to do anything, basically. And then I'm gonna take the darker red, which is 142 Madder. And we're gonna color in the rest of the berry. And I'm right in view, so let me move my hand for you. Otherwise you can't see anything. And I went over the line. Let me use my eraser. Come on. Roughly, give or take. Okay, let me continue. It's quite small, all of this. And then I also think I'm gonna use it for the bottom of the beak, because I forgot to color that one. And then I'm gonna go back to the tone that we used for the feet, which is terracotta 186, and I'm gonna use that on the beak, top of the beak, like this part. And then we want a little bit of green on the twig. And we're not going to use brown because we already have enough brown. We're going to use the darker green, which is phthalo green 161. And I should sharpen my pencil because I'm going out of the line. Oh no. Let's take the eraser one more time, because this is not good, people. I can't. Okay, good enough. And then we take a little bit of yellow, Naples yellow 185 for the belly. Just a tiny smidge. Just a little bit, like over here. Like so. And that's all we do for this little birdie. That's day 4. Done. Then we're gonna move on to day 5, and we've got a lovely cup of what I think is hot chocolate milk, because that's what I love to drink in the winter. And some marshmallows, probably with some whipped cream maybe, I guess, and some syrup probably as well. So that's what we're gonna make of it. So we're gonna start with a nice pink. We're gonna start with light purple pink 128. And we're gonna start with the syrup on the whipped cream, which I think are these little lines. Let me color it like this. It's a bit tough. I'm holding the paper down with my hand because otherwise the paper does this. See? So I'm holding it down. So I've got a little bit more precision. As you can see, I'm just using flat color on these parts, which I really like. And we're also using it on the little straw. Here we go. Lovely. And now we're going to switch to the light flash 132 for the marshmallows. So I'm gonna, will I use it on the marshmallows or will I use it on the cup? I think I want it on the marshmallows. Okay, I'm gonna do the sides of the marshmallow, and I'm gonna leave the top and the side on the right white. Some highlights, like so. That's all I will color on those. And for the whipped cream, I'm gonna only color the bottom. So the whole top part I want to leave white, so that you've got a bit of contrast. And on the straw, I only do some on the right as well and leave the left white. There we go. And then I'm gonna take a green, and I'm gonna take the lightest green, which is light phthalo green 162, and we're gonna use it on the cup. I'm gonna leave the crystal shapes white for now. So I want the sides of the cup to have shading. So I will color like roughly from up till there to roughly up till there. And everything in here I want to color, but on the middle section I want to leave a highlight. So then we're gonna leave stuff white. So I'm gonna color really lightly, 2 lines, and then the part in between these lines, we're going to keep all of this white. And now we're going to just color in these two parts completely with this color. In this way, you really easily get a three-dimensional shape without having to do too much effort. And then we do some light shading on the top of the cup, like that. And that's all I do. Now I will switch to the darker green, which is Phthalo Green 161. And we're gonna use it on the side of the cup. These two bits on the left and the right. Really light pressure, as you can tell. Just go over it a few times because that keeps it soft. If you press too hard, it won't be as soft anymore. And now I do the same on this side. Just really soft pressure and just going over it multiple times until I'm happy with the result. And then I also want some on the grip of the cup, the handle, whatever you like to call it, like so. And that's all we do for the green. And then we've got options because we could either do color the blingy bling, you know, as in blingy bling gold. Yes, let's do it. Blingy bling gold. Let me shake my Toolyard paint pen. If you've got a gel pen, that works too. So you don't need a paint pen. You can also use a gel pen. So we're just gonna color in these bits. These tiny bits with some glitter. Yes, I don't use a lot of glitter in my books, but when I do, it makes me really happy. You could also use glitter gel pens or whatever you have. And I've got a hair on my paint pen. There we go. Now it's gone. Just make sure that you don't touch it once you've done it because it needs to dry, especially with a gel pen. It might take a little while to dry up. Otherwise it will smear all over the page. What the hell was I saying? I said that all wrong, didn't I? Like this. Yes, that's how I like it. Look at that. And that's day 5 done. So let's move on to day 6, people. Oh my goodness, a lovely little mouse. I think I want the mouse the same as Yururi. And Yururi, I given him like these tones, like really warm browns. So we're gonna start with the terracotta 186. And we're gonna keep his nose, the other way around. We're gonna keep his nose white around his snout. So this part, I want to keep white, this part. And then on the ears, I'm gonna pretend like there's like some, what do you call that? The inner part of the ear. So I want the highlight to be on the top of his head. So this part. So I'm just gonna color it like this. Roughly. And then I want some, do I want this ear to be blushy and this one maybe also? I think I just want blush on both of them. Let's just go for it. A little bit on the arm. There we go. Then we're gonna switch to the 188 Sanguine, which is a little bit darker. And we're gonna color straight next to it. Like this. All the way. A little bit more. We have got so little space over here that there's not much to color at all. I don't think we can't do much more than this. Okay, let's take the darker shade, which is 192 Indian Red. And we're just gonna make a few like strokes as if it's fur, like, because this is what it looks like right now. And I like to do like a few like lines like so, as if it's fur. You see what I mean? But on this one, it looks maybe a little bit rough because we've got little space. so we don't do too much. This is probably already enough. And now we're going to take the dark flesh pink, or dark flesh it's called, I mean. And it's 132, no, 130 dark flesh. And we're going to do the ears and the nose. So I want the nose this color. I want a little bit of blush on the cheek, like this. And then I also want it on the inside of the ear. So I do a really light layer on both ears, like this. And then I do on the inside of the ear, like this part, I do a lot darker. Also on this one, like so. And that's it. And then we've got a hand, which I also want to do. There we go. And a tail, which I'm also going to color with this one. Let me put it down. There we go. Perfect. And then I would like the angel wings to have a little bit of yellow. So we're going to take 185 Naples yellow. And I'm going to shade in, not all the way to the outside. I'm going to shade in between. So this part I want to keep white, and this part I want to keep white. And the same for these ones. So I'm going to color everything in between. But you can barely not see it at all. It's really light. And I'm also going to do that on his little tool, or whatever it is. Just on the middle section. And then I'm going to switch to this one, Light Flash 132. And I'm going to do this side of the wing next to the yellow. And I also do that on this wing part. Only on the left. And that's how you get a lovely blended wing, which is still really light. And then I'm also going to color it on this one, but just on the bottom section. And then we have an option to leave it white like an angel, which I'm tempted to do. I think I'm going to leave it white like an angel. Yes, we're going to leave it white like an angel. I could do like a little bit of shading on the left and the right with the light flash that I just used. Let's do that. Then at least it has some shading. Let's just do that with the same color we just used. So we're just going to do a little bit of shading on the left, the bottom of the arm, and the right of the dress. And that's all we do. Then I call this one done as well, this tiny little mouse. Look at that, so cute. And then we will move on to day number 7, a lovely flower. So we're going to start with light phthalo green 162. And I'm going to do the exact same as we did for day number 2. So let me move my book up a little bit so you can see that. And we're going to color the inside with this light phthalo green. And then afterwards we will shade in the rest with the other green color, which we're going to do now, which is phthalo green 161. Excuse me. There we go. I'm just going to color in everything else. I've made my plans for next year, and my plan is basically to pick one book per artist and to color in that several times a year. So I will have like piles of books for each month. So I made 4 stacks basically, and I will color one stack like in a month, and then the next month I will color in the next stack, and so on and so forth. I want a pink flower, I think. Do I want it red? I'm not sure. I want the inside to be yellow, so let's do that. Naples yellow 185. So basically I'm just coloring in the books that I own and see what I really like while coloring in it next year. And then I can see which ones I would like to have more of and which ones I would like to maybe de-stash eventually. I want to pick the red, I think. Let me see, because we've got those berries over here and those we made red, so I want to keep those red as well. I think we're going to go for the pink because there will not be pink anywhere else except for there, so we're going to use the pink. We're going to use the Pink Meadow Lake, which is the lightest pink. And we're going to shade in the inside again. We're just going to keep it the same as the rest of the page. So we're just going to shade it on the inner part of the flower. Every petal you treat like its own object. So only color the inside. Leave the outer part white. Like so. And then for this one, I'm just going to color it like this. And those are my white outside, because this is the outer part, just like those ones. And I think we can use the darker one, which is 128, light purple pink, which is a little bit darker. We're going to use that all the way on the inside because I want to keep the outer edges white. So you see these lines? I'm just going to make stripe movements like in their direction. So just like this. And that's all I do. So you got a little bit more shading from the inside out. And for this one, I do it from the bottom up. And that's all I do for that one. Nice and simple. And then we've got this little horse, and I'm pretending this to be a cookie. So I'm going for a terracotta color, which is 186 terracotta. And that's our main color for this one. So let me move that hair. It's coming back every time. So yeah, we're gonna shade the top of this one. So yeah, that's my plan for next year. Color in what I've got on my shelf, the ones that I picked per artist, and then see which ones I really like. And then maybe later in the year, or maybe even the year after, I know what I really like. And then I can just spend more time in those books instead of in all of them. Because I like variety, but I also would like to pick what I really like. And I have not colored in most of them enough to know that. I only color like maybe 1 or 2 pages in each book. So that's not enough to really know if I like it. I'm gonna switch to 188 Sanguine. So that is why I made this category that I made for like every month so many books, and that's one per artist. So I picked like about 30 books, maybe no more, maybe about 30, because I've got like a few books that I will color in every month. Those are my project books, and then I've got like 6 or 7 more each month that are like the focus for only that month, and they will return 3 times in the year. So I can give it a go 3 times in a row. But if after 4 months, because that means that I've been through all of them, I don't like it, I can always change my plans then. And if I do like it, I will keep it up until the end of the year. And then make a decision on which ones I will keep in my collection and which ones I don't. And if I, through the year, already think about books that I don't want to color them anymore, I will put them on a de-stash pile. Because there's no point in coloring something you don't like. Look at that, so nice and soft. Oh, beautiful. I'm also going to use the same color on this bit. Just for some consistency. And now we're gonna make this red, I think. Because we don't have a lot of options. I think I'm gonna go for Pale Geranium Lake 121. So yeah, that's my plan for next year. Color in what I like. If there's some new books that come out, we're gonna color the middle part on all of this. And if something comes out that I like, I will put it on a wish list, basically, in my notebook or in my planner or whatever, somewhere. And I will keep that list all the way up till like halfway through the year, or maybe even like around Black Friday, so the end of the year, next year. And then I will make a decision if there are books that I really still want to buy, and if there are books that I rather don't buy. Let's take the darkest red, which is Matter 142. And in that way, I hope to limit myself in what I will buy next year. I'm gonna do the bottom of the mane. I will keep the top bit white, just like we did with the flowers. I will keep this white and this top white. And I will color everything else with this color. And in that way, I hope to figure out what I really love to color and which ones I might have like buts, you know, like but I don't like this, or but I don't like that, or but I don't like the paper. And all those ifs and meh things. Then I can make a decision. If there's too much meh on a book, then maybe I should get rid of it. Because I want to keep all the books that I'm like, yeah, I can color this, you know. That's my goal for next year. I'm also going to use the same color on these ones and the, what do you call that? Don't know the English name right now. Yeah, I can't remember it at this time. I know what it is in Dutch. My sister always had a horse and a pony. She had a Shetland, a pony, and a big, what was it? It was like one of those horses that you put in front of a cart back in the day. It was really big. But she did like competitions for like the one where they have to stretch their feet and such, you know, dance, dressure. I don't know, that stuff. That's what she did with that horse. The horse was really well trained, basically. So yeah, that's why I know what it's called, but I don't know the name in English, unfortunately. Okay, day number 9 is a number 9 in wood with a Christmas hat. How lovely. And I think I would like the Christmas hat with pink, because this will be a warm brown, just like, you know, it will be similar. So I think we're gonna use some darker brown. So I think we're gonna use that one with that one, maybe those two. Like that's similar to this. But if otherwise we'll have this, and I think it will look better, will it? Because we also have that, it's also brown. I think we're gonna go for these two. We're gonna go for Sanguine 188. Yep. And we're gonna color this bit. So these sides I want a dark tone, but I also want shadow. So there should be shadow under here because this is overlapping that part. There should be shadow underneath the head because it's on top. So that means that everything else I will color in this tone. Like so. A little bit here. And then I will leave a part white there as well for the shading. And then I will just take my other tone, which is Indian Red 192. And I will shade everything that is white still with this color. So yeah, my sister used to have a horse and a pony until she couldn't do that anymore because of health issues. And that's when she brought it back to the previous owner where she bought it from originally. And they put her in a stable to be comfortable, like for her old age. And yeah, that's where she's still at. Or maybe she's not alive. She's probably not alive anymore, that horse, because that was years ago. You see how lovely that looks? So easy, but so nice. And I'm also going to do the nail with this color, because I don't want to bring in another one. So now we're going to do the head with pink. So we're going to use the Pink Meadow Lake, which is the light pink. 129. And we're going to shade them, or color the middle part again. Yeah, she also had a Shetland pony, and she used to do competitions with him. I don't know exactly what it was. There were like races and a table with all kind of carrots on it, and then all those like Shetland ponies were, or other ponies as well, were eating that on the table. Like, it was really funny. We're gonna do the shading with 128 light purple pink. And I also went with her many times. And one time I was sitting on the pony, but the Shetland pony didn't have a saddle. So I was just sitting on the back and holding the manes, like on the hair, that is. And like clamming my feet a little bit around him, but not too hard because otherwise he's like, gone pony. I will leave this bit white because that looks nice. And then I will take the Light Flash 132 to shade the white bit. We'll only do it on the bottom section. But yeah, I was sitting on the pony while he was eating the carrots from the table and other stuff. I don't exactly know what was on the table. I was still really young. I was maybe in my teenage years, maybe. I'm not even sure. And he ran off. And then I was like, like that on the pony. I was like, oh no, and I knew how to stop him because I've rode him before, but for some reason I clamped my feet around him, so he went faster and faster and faster. You can imagine what that's like in the middle of a city, like on the street in the middle of a city with all kinds of shops around and a lot of people, and I was like, okay, I need to stop now, and eventually I did, but he was just having fun, basically. But I should loosen my legs. But if I do, I'm like barely holding on because there's no saddle. There's nothing for my legs. So I really have to balance myself while I do that for him to stop. And then push him a bit back by pulling his mane. And that worked. So he stopped. I was like, phew, I'm okay. So now we're going to do day 10. But yeah, that was a shocker for me back then. I was really scared at some point. But then I remember, like, you know how to do this, Pauline. You know how to make him stop. Just make him stop. So I did. We're going to start with Burnt Sienna, 283. For this, what do you call this? It's not a pineapple. It's a, is it? Then an apple. I don't know. That one. 283 Burnt Sienna. But yeah, that was a nice story of a horse market kind of place, basically. I'm gonna color all these shady bits in the middle. Like all these parts. The inner parts. But yeah, I did ride on both horses a few times. Because at the time I thought I was crazy about horses. But I actually really wasn't. The only reason why I thought I liked them, I did like them, but not in that way. I wasn't like totally in love with it or anything. I liked it, but not that much. But my friend at the time was had a pony as well, and I really hanged out with her quite a lot. So that's why I was really into horses, because she was into horses. But once we didn't spend time with each other anymore, I grew out of the horses pretty quick. So, but it was still fun while it lasted. I did ride a lot of ponies and a few horses as well. So, yeah. I was still really young back then when I did that. So yeah, that's how I do it with this color. And then I will take the Burnt Ochre 187 for the rest of it. Nice and simple. Let me see. Where is it? This one. Burnt Ochre 187. And I'm gonna color these bits, but not all the way. I'm gonna leave a little bit of white as well on the top, or at least I'm trying to, just for some variation in color, so there's not much space on this one to color anything, basically. So yeah, my horse riding times were not long. Let's just say it like that. We're only a few years, and then I was done with that. I was more into gymnastics and other stuff. Look at that. Lovely. Nice and simple. So now we're going to go to day 11, which is all the way over here. So I will put it like this so you can see the lovely mouse. For day 11, we're going to use Indian Red 192. And we're going to use it on the this part. We're going to use it on the bottom of each of these scales, as far as we can. We used to celebrate Christmas by doing little surprise wish list. We had wish lists for each other with a budget, and then we would make a nice packaging, like a toy or something that the person in question liked. So you made something yourself, and that's where you put the presents inside of. So a surprise, maybe? That's how you call it, I think. Yeah. I think that's enough for this. And then I'm gonna take the Sanguine 188 to shade that part next to it. Hopefully that works. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Okay, good. So that's what we have done for a few Christmases. And nobody really liked it because we had to make a rhyme as well with it, which we couldn't really do. We were not that great at it. You see how nice that looks? By not so much effort. Now we're going to go to the burnt sienna 283. And we're going to color in these bits. Maybe we're going to color all of it. We're going to color all of it with just this one shade. And then I want to go lighter for the nut itself. So we're going to go for terracotta 186. And I'm going to leave a highlight here in the middle in oval shape. And I'm also going to do that on this one, an oval shape. And I will do a bigger oval shape around it, like so. Both of them. And then we're going to shade in this part on both of them, lightly. Just to make it simple for you guys. So yeah, we did a surprise a few times for Christmas. And then we also did we usually only do dinner together. And then we do gourmetten, which is like a Dutch tradition where you have a warm, like a grill, some type of grill plate in the middle of the table. It's not really a grill, it's usually flat metal. And you put tiny pieces of meat on it, or fish, or veggies, or whatever you've got, basically. And you bake them, and that's what you eat all evening. Small portions, of course. But yeah, that's basically the idea, that you bake it yourself. And that takes quite a bit of time, so you're spending 3 hours doing that. Which is fun. 187 burnt ochre. So that's what we usually do for Christmas. We go gourmetten, and that's basically dinner. And that takes us all evening, usually, up till 9. And then sometimes we watch a Christmas movie, or sometimes they made a little fire in the backyard. Not like a fire, but in a wood stove kind of thing, like that kind of fire. That would be something. They did actually do that once, a real fire once. That was a mess, believe me. They had holes in their clothing and ashes on all around, and it was a mess. And they were drunk, really drunk. That was the year when my dad wanted to step out of the car while my mom was driving it back home. And it's yeah, stop the car. My mom, why? And he stepped out of the car. So we run after him, going out of the car as well, grabbing my dad to come back in. It was a mess. That was one of the worst times ever, that he drank a little bit too much and he was too tired. So the alcohol did his thing, basically. Yeah, that was funny. At least we all had fun. That's the most important thing. Okay, day 12. It's going fast, people. I want to use the Naples yellow on this one because I think it's a weed or something. So let's do that. So let's take this one out. And let's take the Naples yellow 185. So yeah, we usually do only dinner with Christmas, but we did the surprises a few times. And we also have done scratch cards for prizes, that you can win a prize that you have to scratch off for each day. That's also something we used to do. Sometimes we still do, but not every year. 187 burnt ochre. Do I want the burnt ochre or do I want the terracotta? I want the terracotta. 186, people. Terracotta. It's a bit warmer. Let's take that one for the shading. We're going to shade the insides of it underneath. So all these little bits on the bottom. Every piece of this thing. Looks more like corn now, but okay. That's fine to me. So yeah, we did those a few times, the scratch off cards. And we, like, really long time ago, we had some presents as well for a little while, just a few Christmases, but mostly for the kids, for like my sister's kids mainly, not for ourselves. We only had small ones for ourselves, and then a lot for the kids, basically. That's what we have done as well for a little while. And now we basically only do dinner usually, but this year we're going to do a brunch because I can't go for dinner because it's too much for me. I'm going to use the green again. So I'm going to use light phthalo green 162. So yeah, we're going to do a brunch basically, because then everybody can come, including my grandma and me and my sisters, my brother, everyone can come. And then I can be there with everyone. And that's what my mother wanted. So that's what the plan is for this year. We're going to have brunch, which is really nice. I like that. Like, most of the family wants to do gourmette, but because then not everybody could be there because of my condition and such, they decided that we're going to do brunch, which is really nice. 161 phthalo green. I'm really happy about it because now I can also join in with the fun. Like, it has been about 8 years that I've had this condition with my my brain. It's a neurological disorder where your signals from your brain your body doesn't respond to them, basically. So my brain says move this leg, and my leg says nah, I'm not gonna move anything. Screw this. So basically the signal goes, but my body does nothing. And that's the whole issue. But it is getting a little bit better because, like, I've been to physiotherapy for like the last year, I think. And I've had some connection with my leg again. And I've been practicing, like, turning the signal on and off, basically. So trying to make my muscles tighten and untighten, basically. And that's going pretty well. But I've got no idea if I will be able to walk. But we will see how far it will lead me. I'll just keep going. I'm really hopeful that I will be able one day again. We're going to use Pilgrim Lake 121 for the little berries, which is a lovely red. So yeah, that is something that I've been doing already for over a year. And it's going well. But like, it's not really moving, basically. It's only like, you can see, like, instead of it doing this, like, you can see it like tighten up, basically, like with my leg, for instance. That's what you can see, like my foot, basically. My leg is also having the tension, and that's all that you could see. So it's not like it's already kicking and doing stuff. It did once, but that was more like a ninja move, like that and back. More like a reflex, basically. Matter 142, but that was really funny to see because that means my reflex is working, because before it wasn't. So that's good news. So then I'm really hopeful that it will work eventually after many time and many practices later. That's what I'm going for. We will see. I'm hopeful. Even if I will only be able to make a few steps, I will be really happy with that, because now I'm sitting all day. Like, I can stand up, but I can't really walk. So even a few steps is like a life-changing thing, if that could be something that's possible. All right, that's day number 12 done. Let's move on to day number 13. Ooh, 13 people. It's a snowflake. What else could we use for snowflake? I think we're gonna go for a yellow tone and some goldish tones for this one, because we don't have anything that's blue, and I don't want to use too much green because we also have green over there. So we're gonna start with Naples Yellow 185. So yeah, what are your Christmas traditions? Do you have like the thing that you always see on Christmas movies, that you have like your whole entire family on Christmas morning and all the packages underneath the tree? What do you do? You know, because over here in the Netherlands, it's not that common like that everybody celebrates Christmas. A lot of people only celebrate Sinterklaas, which is basically the same as Christmas, but then the Dutch variety, which is earlier in the month, which is on the 5th of December. Then it's like package evening, and that's when they knock on the door really loudly, and then you've got a whole, like a sack on front of your doorstep, and it has packages in it. That's how we do it. 187 burnt ochre, and that's where all the packages are in, and that comes from Sinterklaas, basically. We're gonna shade the inside carefully, because I don't want to make those white bits colored. So yeah, that's what most people do when they've got small kids, because they still believe in it, of course. And yeah, that is like our festivity during the December month, basically. So that's also why we weren't that much into Christmas all these years. But now that everybody's getting older, we have done some Christmas celebration, but very little, because it's just not a thing we really celebrate, basically. So yeah, let me know what are your traditions. I really like this, actually. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. It doesn't need anything else. Yeah, nice and simple. Lovely. All right, let's go to number 14. We're making nice progress, people. We're going to start with light phthalo green, 162. This is a lovely mint color. And we're going to do the same as the other leaves we did on day 2 and day 7. We're going to do the middle of the leaf light and the outside of the leaf with a darker green. We always watch a few Christmas movies during Christmas as well with the family. Phthalo green, 161. And of course, Home Alone is always one of them. Like, they usually had it on TV, like during Christmas time. But the last few years, I've not had normal TV anymore. I only had like Netflix or HBO or Prime, Amazon Prime, you know, like that stuff. Or Disney Plus, or you know what I mean? I don't have any normal television anymore because I canceled that. I only got internet, basically. And I put like one of those other services on. So Netflix I've got all the time with my sister. But all those other services like Prime, Sky Showtime, HBO, all those ones, Disney Plus, I only put it on when there's like a sale or like that it's cheaper for a month. And then I just binge watch whatever they've got on there. But the last few years, like Home Alone was not on television anymore. Like, they send it out on TV like after Christmas. Like, you want to see it before Christmas, dude. Come on, you know, it's Home Alone. It's amazing. Like the first few, at least. Like the first 2 are the best. And then it went a bit downhill, in my opinion. Like the first 2 are the best. I want a brown for the branch, so we're going to use 283 burnt sienna. But I still like to watch some Christmas movies, like nowadays. But when I was still living with my parents, we watched Christmas movie every Christmas. And a lot of us joined us as well with watching it. But these days, I only maybe watch one Christmas movie during the entire month. Which is not a whole lot, but I still enjoy it. Pale Geranium Lake, 121 for the berry. These are a bit different, so let's do the highlight over here. Like just underneath the hole. And then make a circle. A nice circle. And a nice circle. And we're gonna color in. Just like we did before. So yeah, what is your favorite Christmas movie? And then I'm not talking about Die Hard. Yeah, that's a nice movie, but it's not necessarily a Christmas movie, even though he says like, yeah, you know what he says at the end. Yippee-ki-yay, blah, blah, blah. That one. We're not going to say that out loud. I do like it, but I also don't. It's a bit old by now, but yeah. I do like Home Alone, basically. And I also like to watch 101 Dalmatians, the real one. Like, and with those burglars and such, you know, the one that are kidnapping them. Those is also really nice to watch during Christmas. Matter 142 for the shading. So yeah, those are the movies that I like to watch during Christmas time. Everything else is not really like the Muppets always comes on television, or at least it came on every year on television, because I don't have that anymore. So I luckily don't have to watch those anymore, because they are definitely not my favorite. The same with Scrooge McDuck or something, I don't know. Like with the Christmas Story, you know, the grumpy one. That one I also don't really like that much. I think it's pretty boring after you've seen it many times. Like, I know a lot of people love it, but not necessarily for me. I do like the Polar Express for obvious reasons, because it's happy and joyful and it has a lot of good animation. I like it. Wow, that was quick. Yes. Let's move on to day number 15. And this looks like a little cake, I guess. I guess it's cake with some nuts in it. So let's start with the nuts. We're going to start with burnt sienna 283. So yeah, the Polar Express I like as well. What else do I like? I can't think of anything right now. Like, there's probably more that I like. I'm going to color in these lines. So I'm going to do like this. And then I'm going to color the bottom completely, like so. And I will do that the same with this one, even though this one is a bit smaller. And what is this? This also one? Probably. Let's just color them the same. And then we're going to take a lighter tone. So we're going to take burnt ochre 187. And we're going to shade in the rest of the nuts. Like so. I'm going to leave a little bit of white on the top. Like that. And that's that one. Let's see, what else do we have? We have like a frosting kind of thing. Oh, there's also nuts over there. Let's also color those the same. So 283 burnt sienna for the shading. Yeah, I think those are the most important ones that I just named, that I usually watch during Christmas. 187 burnt ochre again, because I missed 2 of them. And now we're going to take a pink. So we're going to take this pink Meadow Lake 129. And we're going to color this part. So there's a lot of shading here. So we're going to do the light tone on the part that has not so much shading. Just because we can't really change the shading because there's so many lines. So that's why I'm doing it like this. Otherwise I would have done the same as we did with any of the other ones. Let's switch to a darker pink, which is 128 light purple pink. And let's color in the shading parts. I really like my hot chocolate milk during Christmas. I like it all year round basically, but I usually drink it once a day, even if it's not Christmas. That's like my my drink in the morning. Like, not necessarily like straight away in the morning, but like after a little while, like halfway through the morning, like around 10:30 or 10 o'clock roughly. So when I wake up, I've got tea usually. And then I get hot chocolate milk afterwards. Because I like warm drinks in the morning. Yeah, I like this. We're going to use a minty green for these little bits on top. So we're going to use a light phthalo green, 162. For the little bits on top. Nice and colorful, this one. I did try like peppermint stuff in it, in the hot chocolate milk and such, but I didn't like it. Do I want green in there? I don't think so. No, I don't. We're gonna use the light flash 132, and we're gonna shade it a little bit. So I'm gonna shade the left of it and the right of it like this. And maybe a little bit on these lines like that. And that's all I do. And I like it. Day number 15 is done. And we got a few more to do, people. We're gonna go to day 16. This is like the straw figure that they used to make in or they still make in Scandinavian countries, I believe. Let's use the which one did we use for that one? I have no idea. We're gonna go for terracotta, I think 186. Yes, and we're gonna use the middle part. We will use this color, and on the outer part we're gonna use a darker color for shading, and also on these ones. But this one I'm gonna just do the top ones light and then the bottom ones darker, or at least I'm trying to. Pretty difficult. The ribbon I don't want to color. This is a Scandinavian tradition, if I'm correct. We don't do this here in Europe. At least I don't know about it. We've got other traditions with Christmas. We make a brunch with all kinds of food on it, like in little bags, and decorations on it. And we bring those to usually older people with who can use a little bit of support. That's what we used to do when we were younger. 182 sanguine. So that's what I know about our tradition, that we did that. And that's called no, did we? Now I'm confused. I think that was with Easter. Or was that with Christmas? I don't know. It could be that it's an Easter thing. Like, my memory is sometimes a bit muffled around ever since I got this neurological disorder. So I don't know. I think that was an Easter tradition. You've literally got like in the shape of what do you call that? Oh my God. A cross. In the shape of the cross of Jesus Christ. And then you put like food and a little chicken shaped bread on the top. I think that's for Easter. That's not for Christmas, Pauline. Yeah, that is for Easter. But that's like what it reminded me of, seeing this, you know, because with Christmas, we only have that we light a candle each week, basically. All the way up till when the kings arrive, basically. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think we do anything like this. We've got like a Christmas decoration with a stable and such with some straw in it, but besides that, I don't think we do anything like this. Like, some places have fires that they put on, but I don't think that's with Easter either. That's usually with harvest or in the harvest season or something. I have no idea if we have anything like this. I don't think so. I'm gonna make these ribbons pink just because I want to. Or do I want them red? No, I don't, because these ones will be red as well. Let's make these pink. So we're gonna use the dark flash 130. Let's switch it up a little bit. Don't want it the exact same pink as the one with the flower, like these ones. I want it a little bit different. So we're gonna use dark flash 130. I'm gonna do the inside again and the middle on these bits. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think we have a tradition like this. I also don't know what these are called. I can probably find it on Google if I look it up. And then I'm going to use Pink Meadow Lake 129 for the shading. Yeah, my memory is a bit of a mess today. Describing Easter traditions. Yeah. Sometimes that happens as well. It's okay. It has been a long time since we've done any of those things, because I was still like on high school or something. Or no, middle school even. Like, I think I was under, I think it was a 10 or 11 tops maybe, because after that age you don't usually get to do those things anymore. They usually only do it with the younger children, that they decorate them and bring them to those people. So I don't think I was, that was a long time ago. We're gonna go to day number 17. We're gonna do another leaf. So we're gonna start with light phthalo green 162. I can't wait to color all the Christmas pages in my other books. Or even wintry pages, you know, like with snow and such. Like, I know a lot of people don't like to color a lot of snowy pages, but I actually do. At least I think I do. I hope I do. I've not really done that many. 161 phthalo green, like not in a coloring book, I mean, but I have colored snow before, like on my own drawings and such. Like, I used to make Disney fan art for like a storybook, basically, for myself. And there are a lot of snow scenes in Bambi. So I colored all of those. And I like coloring them. So I think I like to color snow, but I am not sure. That's a branch as well, so I should make that brown actually. So let's skip it. Let's skip that part. So yeah, I think I like to color snow. And you will probably even see it, how I will do that, probably. Somewhere at the end of December. I want brown for the branch, so 283 burnt sienna. But yeah, I think I like to color snow. Let's just say it like that, because I have no idea if I really do in coloring books. But I guess it will be the same as when I did it on my own drawings. And I like that, so I think it should be fine. Let's take the red 121 pale geranium lake. And we'll do the same again. We're doing a highlight on all of them. And then a bigger circle. If I can even draw a circle. It's a bit crooked. And color it in. And then we switch to the darker red, which is Madder 142. And we're gonna color the outsides. I really look forward to coloring in Maria Troll's Christmas book. And I think I'm gonna try some medium in the end of the book, like on the last pages. Even though it's single-sided, I still want to do it in the end, because I'm also gonna use some alcohol marker. And I rather don't have that visible in the book, unless I don't mind it. But that's why I want to test it in the back, because if it's in the back, it's not that bad, because that's the last page you flip through, you know? And at least it won't be as visible when I flip it. Day number 18, a nice little sock with a present. Oh yeah, I like it. We're gonna make a, what shall we do? Because I know, let me move it up, that I want to make this one pink or red. I think pink, because these will be red as well. I think I want the present to be either green or pink, but we have another present here. That would also be nice in pink, but you know what I mean? There's also a lot of pink for those probably. So maybe this will be green, or no, I think I want some pink on this one. Let's just go for pink. We're going to start with Pink Meadow Lake 129. I'm just going to follow my instinct and say I want it pink. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm only going to color the top bits and not the bottom. That can be the other color. So that's all I want for this. Do I also want it on the sock? I think I do, but only on these bits. Like, not all of it, so until the line, basically. Yeah, I think I want it like that. Do I also want it on the strap? Yes, I do. I keep going back and forth. Oh god. I got this. I really do. Okay, let's go to the darker pink, which is 128 light purple pink. And let's color the bottom of the present. So yeah, I hope to color a few pages in the Maria Troll book, Christmas, like all the colors of Christmas is basically the translation, I think. And I hope to do a few of them, but with several different medium. So just try it, like watercolor, colored pencils I know will work. It will always work. Some pink pens probably, some alcohol markers. Just test it out. So maybe a few pictures, hopefully. Or all in one picture, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for yellow. Yes, 185 Naples yellow. Just because we can. Or do I want that on the... on that one? That would be nicer, I think. Yeah, let's switch it up. We're gonna do red instead, I think. We're gonna do red. Pilgrim Lake 121. Yeah, I'm going for red. I don't know why, but we're going for red. I want a red ribbon. Just because I can. And the same for the ribbon. And then we're going to switch to the darker red. So Madder 142. We're going to color in the leftover bits. I think we're going for a brown sock. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. A brown sock. So let's do that, but more like a warm brown. Or do I want a more cool brown? We're going for a cool brown instead. We're going for, well, it's still warm, but cooler than the other ones. Burnt Sienna 283, which is a darker brown. I'm going to use it on the shaded parts, like these parts. Still a dark brown. Not as dark as the other ones. As you can see, I'm also skipping parts. And now I'm going to take the burnt ochre and color in the rest of the sock. 187 burnt ochre. I'm just going to color in the rest of it with this color. Just for some change. And I see an opportunity for glitter and glamour. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use some gold on those bits. So that's what the next step is. So if you got a gel pen, use your gel pen. If you got a paint pen with gold, you can do gold. I'm going to use my paint pen again. It's still probably good enough, so I don't have to shake it too much. Or pump it, I mean. Shaking I always do, but pumping, no. Not so much. Lovely gold. I love it. Yes, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, let's move on to day number 19. I want a yellow present. I want a yellow one. So let's do it. 185 Naples yellow. Yeah, I'm going for it. Don't think it. Just do it, Pauline. And we're going to leave the bottom white, because we're going to use a brownish tone for shading. I'm going to keep it nice and simple. Just like that. And then we're going to take the burnt ochre. Do I? No, I want to use the terracotta 186 because it's warmer. It will blend nicer with the yellow. So let's use this one instead. Really light. See, that is much nicer with this one than what we used on the sock. Oh yeah, loving it. At first I thought, let's go for a pink present. Then I thought, let's go for a minty present. And now I'm making it yellow. It's funny how your mind works, huh? And I want a pink ribbon, just because. Just because. And we're gonna use the pink Meadow Lake 129. So we still have pink, but not on the present. Just on the ribbon. Yeah, lovely. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense now. It's fine. Let's just color that one as well then. There we go. Let's take the darker pink, which is light purple pink, 128. And there we go. Let's color in the bits that I haven't colored in yet. And that is number 19 done. Then we go to number 20, which is this lovely swan with some kind of ring. But I think I want to do this one green. So let's take the light phthalo green, 162. And we're gonna do this a bit different than the rest of it, because I think it's a little bit less white. So, well, let's do the left, like the outside, we do a light color. So these bits. Something like that. And then we do the darker shade on the inside, because there's not much shape for this one. Oh, the other way around. Phthalo green, 161. Like this. I think that will look nice. There we go. And then I want to use Naples yellow, 185 for the crown. And a little bit on the, is it a pelican or is it a swan? I'm not sure. I'm going for a swan instead. So we're going to use a yellow on the beak. And a bit of yellow on the top. All the way. And a bit of yellow on top here. And now I'm going to take the light flash 132 to shade the swan. So I'm going to do it on the inside of the neck. All the way to the bottom. And a little bit underneath the wing shape. Like so. And that's all I do for that one. Nice and simple. So let's go to day number 21. Which is a Christmas ball collection. Yeah. And I want all the colors. I want all the colors. We're starting to start with pink, but we're going to use the flashy pink. So we're going to use dark flash 130. I'm going to use 2 shades of pinks on this one. So for this one, I want a light flash. So basically, I'm just going to draw in a circle shape like that. And just going to color that in. And we're not going to leave a highlight this time around. Just because there's so many spots on it, I'm not going to do that. And then on this one, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to do a circle, roughly. I'm going to color it in with this color. And now we're going to take the Pink Meadow Lake 129. And we're going to shade the bottom and the sides of the other one. Really lightly. Nice light pink. And I'm also going to do it underneath here. And then we got one more Christmas ball. And for this one I want a darker pink. So I'm going to do this in the middle. And then we're going to take the darker pink, which is 128 light purple pink. And I'm going to shade the top and the bottom of these lines. A lot darker. Like so. And then I'm going to use a yellow, 185 Naples yellow for the other stripe. I'm going to use white on the middle, so see? Leave white in the middle for the highlight. And then I'm also going to color in these bits with the yellow. And the top bits. And these ones. On the left and on the right. And leave white in the middle. And that's all I do for that one. And that's another one done. We're going to move on to day number 22, which is this lovely wreath. And we're going to use light phthalo green 162. And for this one, I'm gonna shade the top leaves with this one, and then the bottom section we're gonna do with the darker green. So roughly, it's not exactly the same on every leaf because the shapes differ, but give or take. And now I'm gonna go over this part, because now this is the bottom. Like at first was this, and now you have to switch, basically. So here I'm gonna make the switch again, like that. Like I said, it's not that easy to switch up. Now we're gonna take the phthalo green 161 for the rest of the leaves. I'm gonna just color that in as well. Really light pressure. Nice and simple. No, 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 no. This is quite relaxing actually. So much so that I become really quiet. I hope you don't mind. I feel like eating cookies. Like not really like just the simple ones. The one with the biscuit with like white sweet stuff in the middle, like the ones that have a double cookie on the side and you can twist it and there's white in the middle, like frosting almost. That's what it is inside, and it's really soft and nice. I feel like eating one of those. I can because I got some. We're gonna use pink madder lake or pink geranium lake. No, pale geranium lake 121. That was almost correct. And this is really small, so I'm just gonna try to make a highlight, and that's all I do, because it's really small. Don't have a lot of space, so basically drawing in the circle is already enough. Pretty difficult when they're this small. And then we're gonna go to madder 142 for that darker part. It's really small. I'm really happy when I look at this page. It's so colorful and cheerful. I like it. It's still really like original Christmas colors, like traditional, but also not because of the pink. We're gonna go to day number 23, which is this lovely gnome or Santa or whatever you call it. I call it a gnome because of the pointy head. And I'm gonna take the red actually, so pale geranium lake 121. We're gonna do them red. Excuse me. And I'm gonna do the inside again, just like we did with the other parts. Not gonna color in the heart shape, because I want to keep that white for now. And then on this part I do the same, and I'll leave the bottom white as well. I like this one actually. He's really awesome. It's like Santa, but then in the shape of a cone. Really awesome. Let's go to madder 142 for the shading on the sides. I can't wait to do the mouse on the other side, but I will have to wait till tomorrow probably, or the day after. I'm not sure when, because I also have to edit this one for you guys. So I will see when I've got the energy. This is already taking quite a long time, even though it's not that complicated. It will probably still be around 1.5 hours, maybe a bit longer, like 1 hour 45, something like that, probably, I guess. Which makes sense, because there are 24 of these. So it's not that surprising. There we go. So adorable. Let's take the light flash 132 for skin. And we're gonna do the top section. Leave his cheeks and his nose white. And now we're gonna already switch to the dark flash 130, and we're gonna do his cheeks and his nose with this color, just because we can. Yep, that's awesome. I love it. And now I would like some yellow, 185 Naples yellow, and I'm gonna shade in the middle section. And then I'm gonna switch to terracotta 186. Yes. And I'm gonna shade the sides. And then I would like some gold for the details. Yes, here we go again. Gold! What is this? Is it a... It feels like a scratch or something. Do I have an eraser? Yes, I do. Yeah, it was a scratch of a pencil. That's good. Let's add some gold on this little fella. There we go. Time for gold. I like it. The little elements with gold. It's amazing. Look at that. I love it. It makes it finished. Okay, let's move on to the last one for this color along. Or second to last, I mean, because this is also still a part. Which is this lovely cupcake. We're going to use light phthalo green 162 for the wrapper, which is this one. And I'm going to do light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So I'm just going to color the whole thing. We're not going to do the same as what we did on the other ones. We're just going to do light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So now we're going to go to phthalo green 161. And we're going to do the other ones with that one. Lovely. And then I would like some Naples yellow 185 for the star. This little one. And I will take a burnt ochre 187 for the shading of the star, which is on the sides, these bits. And that's this is a muffin, I think. So let's also use this color on the muffin. So I'm gonna use it on the top bit. And that one I want a different color. So let's switch to sanguine 188. And let's shade in the bottom of this. And the part underneath as well. So this part as well. So we got a nice little muffin. A nice warm brown muffin. Straight out of the oven. With some lovely whipped cream on it. With syrup. That sounds good. I can't eat those, but it sounds good. I would like a darker pink. So we're gonna go for the light purple pink 128. And I'm gonna color in these stripes completely with this color. Let's see, there's a stripe here. And one here that I can tell. Like, it's a bit difficult to tell. There's one here. And that's about it, it seems like. Then I want a red for the little dots. So I want to go for the dark one. So Madder 142. I'm going to just color it completely. Because it's too small to do anything else. So we're just going to color them all in. Like that. And then I will switch to a light flash 132. To shade the cream. So I'm gonna shade this part. And these ones. Where the stripes are basically. And that's all I do on this one. And then for day number 25 we only got 2 of those leaves. So I'm gonna use the light phthalo green 162. And I'm gonna color the the inner parts with this one. And then the outer parts will be done with a darker green. And then we can call this page done. How lovely. I actually think this is really enjoyable. We're gonna do the shading with the Phthalo Green 161. So on the outer bits, even though I already colored that bit, I'm just gonna go over it. And then as for the background of this page, you could go with pastel if you like give it a little bit of shading on the background, or you could just leave it as is. I haven't decided yet if I want a background color. That depends on what I do on the other side. Because if I do decide that, I will add that in later. Let me zoom you out so we can have a look at the entire page of this month. Look at that. That's the whole advent calendar done. And it looks amazing, don't you think? Like looking at them all together. Like, look at that. Let me have a little bit of a view for you. Let's go closer, like, because you can also now see the gold, see? Like, look at that. The bird is one of my favorites. I like the mug as well. And surprisingly, I'm a big fan of that one, even though I think it's a boring one to color. Of course, I love the little mouse, number 6. That's my favorite number. My lucky number 6. That's also my birthday, 6th of January. That's probably also why I like it so much, number 6. Yes, I like it. I also really like him. Yes, he's also one of my favorites. I think if I have to pick 3, I will pick the mouse, the bird, and the Santa. I think those are my top 3 that I like the most of this one. But I do really like the gold shine that we placed here and there on some elements. Like, how lovely. Yes, so thank you very much for joining me for the countdown color along. And I hope to see you for the next one, which is going to be the neighbor of this page, which is our celebration for Christmas, which is this lovely page where we are decorating the tree with Yururi the field mouse and little friend. That's so adorable. My sister thought it was a head piece until she saw like the eye and the nose. She was like, oh, it's a little fluffy. I said, yeah, it's a little fluffy. That's his tail. So that is for next time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope to see you for the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.